Hello everyone, welcome back to a Cryptic crossword. The New York Times, as you may recall, publishes these about every 2 months, just before the beginning of even-numbered months is what I have come to believe. And they also lie about the publication date. I don't know what the deal is with that. I guess this video is going out on the 28th, but I'm recording it on the 27th, and I looked yesterday on the 26th, and this crossword was there. So, you know, they're sneaky. I don't know what their deal is. So we're doing the November 28th, 2021 Cryptic. A reminder for anyone who is new to Cryptics, just like an American crossword, we're going to be filling in letters so that the crosses match. But each clue gives you the answer two different ways. One says a wordplay and one says some oblique definition. There's a lot of things wordplay can mean, and although I think the New York Times is a pretty like baby mode Cryptic crossword. I'm still not good enough to like crush them or anything, but I look at Cryptics anyone else has published and they're like way harder. Anyway, so there's still a number of things that can count as wordplay. And so somewhere in the inside the clue, there's an invisible divider. We don't know where it is, but somewhere in there. On one side of that divider is the definition, and on the other side is the wordplay, and we have to sort of work that out. You'll get the hang of it pretty quickly, I'm sure. You'll see some. Well, I have to talk through these clues because I don't know the answers to them, so I have to think them through. This is a long one for 4 letters, huh? Pay at the start to get on section of website. Well, pay at the start could be the letter P. It's at the start of the word pay. To get. That doesn't seem to be going anywhere. So maybe pay is the definition? Or pay at the start? I don't know. Wage? Wage is pay. Could the rest of this be somehow wordplay for the word wage? Section of website could be W. But really, you can't have something get on that W. I don't know. Drunk, blacked out a lot. Well, if we look at blacked out, we'll see it's 10 letters long, and we're looking for a 10-letter word. And drunk is often some kind of anagram indicator, telling us to rearrange letters, spell them in a drunken way. So I suspect we are looking for something that means a lot and contains the letters from blacked out. Double is in there, right? What letters do I have left if I've used up double? A, C, K, T? A-C-K-T. Double tack? Does that mean a lot? I don't think so. Don't know. But I'm quite certain that's where the divider is. Definitely we're rearranging blacked out and getting something that means a lot. Hopefully I'll get some crosses that'll make it easier. But usually anagrams are, for me, some of the easier clues, so I don't know. I'm not sure that's true, actually. Anyway, writers getting a drink somewhere in Florida. So, what are some things we can say about this clue? If a getting is quite possibly part of the wordplay, if you took a word meaning writers, like say authors, and you put a drink inside of that word, some kind of drink, you could say that writers are getting a drink. And then the definition could be somewhere in Florida. You know, if we wrote like pours, and then in the middle we put some kind of drink. You know, what is a 2-letter drink? I can't even think of one really. I don't know, but suppose there were such a thing as IC, and that was a drink, then this would be plausibly writers getting a drink. Doesn't seem like that's quite what's happening here. Likewise, in... Wait a minute. Is somewhere in... Is this a hidden indicator telling me to look inside of this phrase for the answer? Getting something that means Florida? That seems unlikely. I don't think so. Could getting a drink be some weird anagram indicator? I'm not sure they're even allowed to do that. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Remove piece from inside lunar module. What the fuck? What is this? So inside looks like some kind of, you know, wordplay word of some kind, saying, you know, something goes inside something, or perhaps is removed from inside of something. Like if there were a word for lunar, and you could remove from inside of it a word meaning piece, or a letter, even just a piece of it. Like if luar were, you know, the right length and also meant module, that would be a way this wordplay could work. Ugh. Enthusiastic Republican. Okay, so Republican is definitely the letter R. It just like never means anything else in an American cryptic. So that's part of the wordplay. Taking a call on the phone. Okay, so on the phone, often, anytime they talk about something that makes noise, they often want you to mishear something, use a homophone for it. You know, for example, tier, T-I-E-R, might be the answer, while tear, T-E-A-R, is part of the clue. Because those things sound the same on the phone, right? That kind of thing. So, taking a call, what does it mean to take a call? If you're taking a call, you're... Ugh. Well, if it starts with R and ends with ing. I mean, I'm not sure these are correct, but it's plausible. And we're looking for something that means enthusiastic. How about raring? If you're enthusiastic for something, you're raring to go. Can we justify this with the wordplay? Of course. Easy. So enthusiastic is raring, Republican is R, and I still don't understand like when they're allowed to use link words like this. Like taking isn't really part of the wordplay. I guess it kind of is. Republican, the letter R, is taking, i.e. having added to it first the word a, and then to call someone on the phone is to ring them. So taking a ring. So a Republican taking a ring might be said to be taking a call on the phone or something like that. Anyway, raring. Finally got one. Endlessly hoping for relief from pain. Well, so first of all, we can observe that endlessly is... One synonym for endlessly is forever, and that's 7 letters long, and that's kind of nice. I don't think we're going to find that this is the right answer, though. Hoping to receive... No. Hoping for relief from pain. Like, I don't really see how any of that, except for the fact that, look, there's a 4 right there. I don't see how that works. So, in fact, the first thing I thought of when I saw the clue is not that. I thought, oh, endlessly hoping. That might be hopan. Right? That's if you took hoping and removed its end, you would get hopin. But I don't really know any way to continue this productively. Relief from pain. What would be, what is relief from pain? Tylenol is also something I thought of, but I can't think of any possible way to make the wordplay turn out to be Tylenol. Don't know. Cookout involving seafood and meat. Coated in something sweet. Well, I mean, could this possibly be barbecue? It seems like the entire thing is a definition of barbecue, right? But they're not really allowed to do that. They have to split it up. And it fits even, which is really upsetting. But like, cookout involving seafood and meat. Maybe we could call that barbecue, and then coated in something sweet could somehow be... Oh, maybe cookout involving seafood. Aha! Yes, I've had this answer in a Cryptic before, like a year ago. And I didn't know the word then, but I don't remember if I guessed it, but this time I do know the word. A cookout involving seafood is a clam bake. And if you look at clam bake, you'll notice it's meat, i.e. lamb, coated in cake, something sweet. So there you go. Feeling pretty smart about that one. Parent in England drinks a new bottle of champagne. So this parent in England must be mum. And it's drinking something, so it must have, like, MUM surrounds something inside, which is a good new? Yes, so magnum. A good new. Each can be abbreviated by just a single letter in some contexts, so that'll be in the dictionary somewhere. Mum is a parent in England drinking that GNU, and a bottle of champagne is a magnum. As a rule, kind of sound like normally. I've just saw as a rule, and I haven't read the rest of this clue. But I just it doesn't fit. But I was just noticing that "ally" fits at the end, and like typically or something, right? So maybe. And a ceremony is a rally, maybe. As a rule, army chief. Who's an army chief? A general? Generally, of course. Okay. So how does the rest of it? General is an army chief. Left is the letter Y. All of this is before the end of ceremony, which, as you can see, is the letter Y, and it means as a rule. Ooh, there's a G there. Remember we thought it might be wage, but couldn't prove it? I'm going to pencil that in. I still don't know why it could be right. Oh, it's not a wage. It's a page. A page is a section of a website. Pay at the start is the letter P. And to get on is to age. You're getting on in years if you're aging. Money pooled to acquire standard Warhol pieces. For example, are we looking for pop art? I don't know why yet. Is the P and the R a two-letter or two three-letter words? I don't know if Andy Warhol was especially pop. I think he was, though. So standard Warhol pieces, for example, might be pop art. Or actually, Warhol pieces, for example, would be pop art. And standard could be in here somewhere. So something to acquire standard might mean to write something meaning the standard inside of it. But is OP standard? Or is PA standard? Or AR standard? I don't think so. Neither is O or P or A or T in any way that I'm aware of. And I also don't see how this is money pooled in any way. But I'm going to leave it in for now and see if it helps with this. Pen. We see writers. Pen somethings, maybe? Pen pals are writers? Pensacola? That's a place in Florida. And if we look at writers, we'll see that pens are writers. They are things who write, not people who write. A is, and they're using the same getting trick as down here, taking, right? Getting just as kind of a link word. Or it's like saying, oh, write the thing before and then the thing after. So A is just the letter A, and then the drink is cola, and somewhere in Florida is Pensacola. So I don't quite understand why it's pop art yet. But I think it is. Money. Okay. I looked at all the two-letter combinations. I didn't look at any three-letter combinations that might mean standard, because I couldn't think of a way that money pooled could take up only three letters, but it does. A pot, P-O-T, is money that is pooled. And if it acquired something par, that would be standard, wouldn't it? So pot acquiring par is pop art, which describes a Warhol piece. To finish with, you should go downtown for Japanese food. What is a Japanese food that's like four letters like this? I don't know. Soup? You know, sushi's no good. There's stuff like nori or udon or... Ooh. Udon. That's kind of Japanese food. It's more of like an ingredient in Japanese food, but we'll allow it. And if we said it was udon, it almost looks a little bit like this stuff, doesn't it? To finish with U is the letter U. And then downtown looks almost like Don, but isn't quite. Should go downtown. Ah. To finish with is being applied to this whole thing. U-D-O-N. So you take you should go downtown, but only its finishing letters, and you get Japanese food, udon. Okay, it's nice to know there's a U here, so it's not about doubling. What about some kind of load? What letters would I have left after using a U load? I'd have B, C, K, E, B, C, K, E. Did I skip one? T. A bucket load. A bucket load is a lot. And if you were blacked out if you were drunk trying to spell blackout, you might wind up with bucket load. Okay. A research facility in Korea treated small marsupials. So I don't have to work out the wordplay on this one at all. From these 3 letters, and the fact that there's 2 5-letter words, we can tell the answer is, drumroll please, koala bears. So, what's with the wordplay? The K obviously makes sense. So, Korea treated. We have to somehow come up with treated. A research facility is a lab. A lab, maybe? And then we get co-ears? It doesn't seem to mean treated. Ah. Okay, I'm almost there, I think. Yes, I see. So if Korea were treated, I'm not even sure how to justify this anagram indicator. Treated like what's the thing that you treat and mix it up in some way? I don't know. I can't think of it. But the point is, they're asking us to rearrange the letters in Korea. So we have K-O-E-A-R. We've done that. Co-ear. Inside of that should be a research facility, i.e. a lab. And at the end is small. The letter S, like you might see on a t-shirt. S for small. And finally, the whole thing means marsupials, koala bears. So it's a good thing I didn't have to do the wordplay on that one, because that was kind of tough. Loudly proclaim that, in the end, alcohol leads to stroke. Tell all? You loudly proclaim something if you tell all? I don't like it very much. But let's just look at it for a minute and see if the wordplay works somehow. I mean, alcohol at the end? That in the end? I don't know. I hate this. There's just a lot of directions this one could go. I don't know. So I'm going to leave it for now. Excerpt. Actually, let's look for a minute at the ends of things like loudly proclaim, YMT. Or at the end of alcohol leads, it could be LS, LSO, or just L. I don't know. Oh, what if, yeah, I don't know. Excerpt from Austrian opera. Coming up. Live. Now, when they use an exclamation point, I believe this is supposed to mean that they're skirting the usual rules of, or not even skirting, fully suspending the usual rule that the clue should be split in half. Typically, when I have seen this exclamation point, it means that the entire clue is both the wordplay and the definition. So that's sort of hard. So like coming up live, I mean, you could on air, maybe. Excerpt from Austrian opening opera. I mean, I think it has to start with O-N, right? Yeah. It is. I said on air, and that's correct. I just now actually believe it. I don't quite understand the meaning of live yet. If they didn't have this exclamation point, I think the clue would be correct. Something live is on air, and this, in a way that I will soon describe, is wordplay that gets you on air. But they threw in this exclamation point, which I don't think should be allowed. I don't know. Anyway. So if we looked at Austrian opera, and we found an excerpt from it, we might find... wait. Oh, live is... I see. I think live is telling me to anagram something. I looked at this and I thought I saw... Am I dumb? Like, I saw some stuff and it doesn't make any sense. I thought... No, there it is. Okay, I am dumb. Riano could be an excerpt from Australian opera, right? You see it right there. And if it were coming up, you might write it in this fashion, starting from the bottom, getting on air. And so all of this makes up a perfect wordplay to me, and I don't understand what live is doing there. Which is fine. That's the normal structure for a clue. So why are they allowed to put this exclamation point? I don't understand. Game for which no demo is released. I have no idea what they're trying to get at with this clue. I do notice that released is 8 letters, but I don't see any excuse to anagram those letters, even though there is a D here. Like, there's there's nothing here that I can see that says please anagram released, so I'm not going to. Endlessly hoping for relief from pain. Is this aspirin? It is aspirin. I had the right idea with Tylenol. I even thought of like a leave, and that was about as far as I got with painkillers. But aspirin is the right answer. Because hoping is aspiring. And if that were endless, it would be aspirin, which is for relief from pain. Good, this wasn't tell-all. I didn't want it to be. Loudly... I don't know. Good, and we see also that there's an N here, which means it is definitely, in fact, wrong to anagram released. Furniture that bulges in odd places is... Oh, good. I had the right idea for how to do the anagram, but I counted wrong in my head. This one is a table, which, as you well know, is furniture. But if you look at that bulges and take only the letters in odd places, you get T, A, B, L, E. Table. Trumpet. You loudly proclaim something if you trumpet it. Why is this right? That, in the end, is the letter T. Alcohol is rum. And it leads to pet, which means to stroke, as a dog. Remove piece. I mean, it's looking like lunar is almost here, right? Is there some way that piece means L? Module. What? Remove. It's probably an N here, right? Because we were looking at something that looks like lunar. Unarm. Can it be unary for some reason? Because we think it looks like UNAR, right? And unary isn't exactly a module that I'm aware of. I don't think this is quite right. Ah, I get it. Unarm is another word that goes this way. And if you remove a piece, i.e. a gun from someone, you unarm them, I guess. Usually we would say disarm, but you can be unarmed as well. And so that's the definition, remove piece from. And inside lunar apparently can just be unar, which seems a little weird to me, but all right. And I guess a module is an M in some contexts. What is this, demanded? Those letters fit, but I don't understand how they have to do with this. No demo. No demo is. What if no demo is were being anagrammed because it was being released? I still don't see how that would be a game necessarily, but we're getting closer now because we have NMDE. So what do I have left? Both O's, an I, and an S? Dominoes? That's a game. Okay. I mean, this Cryptic's going really well, actually. I usually make it all the way to the bottom and have quite a lot of gaps left. And who knows, maybe I'll make it all the way to the bottom and the whole bottom half will still be gaps. But even so, getting the top half like all filled on the first go before I even look at the bottom clues, that's not very common for me. So congratulations to me. We can all feel that this video wasn't a waste of time. Father has informal agreements to settle debts. Well, I assume a father is a pa. An informal agreement to settle debts? Pay up? This doesn't seem quite right yet. Father could be pa. But then has informal agreement. I see. Yup is an informal agreement, and father has that. Pa has yup, kind of, right? And pay up is to settle debts. Listening device. Listening, I think, can be a mishearing indicator. I'm not sure, though. Provided by old lawmen. That is extremely comfortable. Ugh. So extremely is probably saying to take the extreme letters of some word or phrase. For example, the letter C and then the letter E, maybe. That is could be IE. But if both of those things were true, we would have IEEC, which doesn't seem very good. So we could be looking at that is extremely, i.e. the letters T and S, maybe? Who's an old lawman? The sheriff is what I would think of, right? But I don't see how we can fit that in here. And I can't immediately... Oh, is it... A listening device is an earpiece, an ERP. Wyatt Earp was an old lawman. Let's see if I can justify the rest of this. Listening device, that's earpiece. Earpiece has been provided by, i.e. the definition can be constructed by using this as the wordplay. Old lawman, that's ERP. That is extremely... Oh, when I saw extremely comfortable, I forgot that it's CE, not EC. So IECE. Nice. Key NFL players have speed. Back lines? I don't think so. Oh, key NFL players are backs, like running backs and quarterbacks and so on. Backs. Also, just NFL players, in fact, are backs. It doesn't have to be key NFL players. In fact, I suspect it's not. Backs have speed. Backs pace. And a key is backspace. Have search parties start to search. I don't know, man. Hot sauce improving nearly all bad tacos. I know this one. It's Tabasco, which, as you know, is a hot sauce. And I don't quite know what the deal is with improving. But if we took... Oh, I guess it must be rearranging. You improve some letters by rearranging them? Ugh. If you look at bad tacos, it's 8 letters long. We only want 7. So what if we just took nearly all of it? Not quite all, but nearly all. And we dropped, I don't know, the one of these A's, apparently. And then we improved it by writing it in a different order. That's quite a stretch. Okay. Empty charger is... So empty charger could be the word charger having been emptied, i.e. have just the C and the R from the two ends, maybe. It's one thing it could be. Is, on more than one occasion, an emergency. Crisis? Crises? Probably crisis, right? That idea of CR made me think, oh, what about CR? And like, oh, you know what's an emergency? A crisis is an emergency. So empty charger, CR, is... And then somehow we have to make IS be on more than one occasion. I'm not totally sure I see that. Ah, wait a minute. What if empty charger is on, i.e. comes right before, so we don't use this is for its letters at all. Then we say more than one occasion. Is there some way IS could be an occasion, in which case more than one of them could be ISIS? I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm reasonably happy that's the right answer. One Shakespearean king's uprising somewhere in the Middle East. One is probably just the letter I, right? Because it's the Roman numeral for one. Then who's a Shakespearean king uprising? Lear, of course. And Israel is somewhere in the Middle East. And I assume there's some... Oh, Lear's is a Shakespearean king's... You know, Lear's daughters are a Shakespearean king's daughters. So Lear uprising, pluralized with one, gets us Israel. Oh, so good. Kindness is the first marker of generous people. I don't have any good ideas for this one. Once I get some crosses, maybe I'll have an idea. Clear single fee introduced by former partner. I mean, obviously a former partner could be an ex. And if you were introduced by a former partner, the X would come in front. This is... Oh, I wanted this to be an excise tax, but it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't be clear anyway. X... Ugh, I don't know. I'm going to leave the EX in and come back to this. I'm not sure it's right, but I hope it might be. Family member awkwardly tries to follow dance moves. Now, awkwardly very often is an anagram indicator. There's no obvious set of 10 letters you could arrange next to them, except dance moves, which I think is so far away I couldn't really argue that they go together. But I was thinking, what are some family members that are 10 letters long so you could spell them awkwardly? I didn't think of very many, but I guess stepfather and stepmother and great uncle all sort of fit. And if that is the wordplay, then the definition is tries to follow dance moves. And then we could rule out great uncle because we'd have to end with an S, right? Step. And step does kind of look like a dance move, doesn't it? Well, except we're putting the S at the end, so that doesn't work. Step sibling is too long. Step sister, though, is a family member. And that is 10 letters and has extra S's we could use. So what if we said it's something steps? What letters would I have left from step sister? Well, I'd have Ister. I-S-T-E-R? Well, I can't think of any dance moves that you would do if you were like trice stepping or something, right? Ticer stepping, Serret stepping. I'm gonna leave these in though. I think they might be right. Let's look at the last across, right? We've looked at all the others. Yeah. Item in film archive is genuine, we're told. Well, that's easy. That's real. Because an item in a film archive would be a reel. And something that is genuine, we're told. We would be told, of course, that it's real. But we misheard them and thought they said real. Get it? All right, let's look at some downs. Some claret. Now, that's an alcoholic drink, right? Of some kind? Is it a dessert wine, maybe? Ordered. Oh, it doesn't matter what it means because we're just rearranging the letters. Ordered says to take this and these 10 letters and rearrange them. For those who have just arrived. What letters do I have left? I've already got half of them in, right? S, M, C, L, R. I need to open like a text editor, and I know in some older, what am I doing? Windows, don't do this to me. I'm trying to open the app I already have installed, not search for your stupid garbage on the Microsoft Store with Bing. Okay, I have to reset up the window capture for this, because I lost it when I switched computers. How do I do this? I'll just put it here. Okay, and how will I do this? Add a window capture. Yeah, catch that, please. There we go. You guys see this now. Oh, it's capturing the cursor as well. Hang on. Nope. Cool. Okay. So, Emacs. And we have some claret. And we've already got A, E, O, E, T. Like that. Which leaves us with S, M, C, L, R. For those who've just arrived. By the way, what is claret? I don't mind looking stuff up in a Cryptic. It is a wine. A red wine, yeah. So not a dessert wine, but okay, fine. Well, what goes before that T? It can't be the C or the M, really. So it's S or L or R. Let's suppose it's the S. Then we have MCLR. Malecorist. Marelloxist. camel orist. Okay, maybe it isn't the S. We would, if we thought it might be the R. I don't think it is though. ELT is not very good either, really. ECT, there are words that end that way, I guess. SMLR. Omect, osect, orect, olect. I just don't see it. Okay, I mean, so might it be the L? Orelt, oselt, omelt, okelt, orelt. Those all suck. Okay, what about R? Osert, omert, osert. I don't know. Nothing really looks good to me. Gonna have to leave this, but I'm never getting any more crosses. Ugh! Alright. Going around public school. A guest somehow steals the limelight. Well, spotlight doesn't really fit unless you spelled light with 4 letters, which is rather uncommon. A guest. Going around. So if you like public, it could be the letter P, right? That's sort of clear. And school. What might school be? Could be teach. Could be a specific school that is well known. I don't know. Oh, could be about fish? I don't know. Have search parties start to search. They've got this exclamation point again. But they were lying last time. I don't know. At the outset, all's peachy too. Is well? At the outset, all's peachy too. Ah, too means as well. At the outset, alls. So the very first letter, the one at the outset of the word alls, is an A. Something peachy is swell. World weary, liberal, besieged by core political supporters. Bases? Beset? If your core political supporters are your base, or your bases, oh, no, I see. Blasé, I think. So liberal the letter L, is besieged by, i.e. surrounded by, core political supporters, a base. And the whole thing, blasé, means world weary. Deal. Taking place in Mexico, perhaps. In Mexico, perhaps. I want it to be like ICOP, because that's in Mexico, perhaps. Get it? But ICOP is not in any way that I'm aware of a deal taking place. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. I guess there's another P in here. Rap. If that meant deal taking place, we could use it, but it doesn't. You deal with something. Oh, well, remember, we don't know that this is a P. That was a guess. Maybe this is a step something, right? We kind of want this to be an S. Step. And then we could look through Mexico, perhaps, for any four-letter combination that might make sense. But it kind of has to, I mean, yeah, cope, right? To cope is to deal with something. Exonerate? Yes. To clear someone criminally is to exonerate them. A single fee is a one rate, and that's being introduced by X. This looks like stepsister. No, it could be stepfather or stepmother. Awkwardly. Oh, maybe the family member is the definition. And then awkwardly tries to follow dance moves. So if we were to awkwardly follow dance... tries to follow dance moves, steps, tires, writes, tears. I don't know. Oh, this letter can be, this cross can help, right? Because we know there's an S in here somewhere. Oh, that's why I couldn't do the anagram. I had a T in that I assumed was right, but it didn't have to be. These are latecomers, those who have just arrived. And that uses the letters from some claret. To possess something is to have it. And that looks right, because parties are posses. And I guess search parties could be posses in some weird universe. And then the start to search is the letter S. I guess. I don't love it. Share? It's kind of generous people. They share. Grace? Ooh, that's a generous person. They might have grace. And it's also kindness, sort of. Yes, look at that. Kindness. I don't quite understand is the first marker of. Apparently it's a very long, elaborate linking word. But well, no, hang on. Kindness is, okay, is the linking word. The first marker of generous is G. The G is like, you know, a letter is in some sense a marker. And a people are a race. Okay, there's only one clue we haven't filled out yet, and some of them in principle could be wrong, but I don't think any of them are. Stepsister turned out right. I don't quite understand why. Whatever. Problem for another day. Going round. Public school. A guest steals the limelight. Spot ages. Spit a gas. What is public school? Maybe PHS, but I mean, public and school are here. S could be PS, I think in some places can be public school. But there's no P here. So we can't. And anyway, it's something that's supposed to go around public school, not public school is supposed to go around something. I mean, what can go here? It has to be a vowel or an H, basically, right? And I don't like it being an H very much. Because of this T. T-A-G-H? T-E-G-H? T-I-G-H? Like, it's possible. But T-I-G-H-S? Ties? Tichs? What word would that be? I don't think so. T-O-G-H-S? Not really. T-U-G-H-S? No. So I kind of think this is T-A-G-E-S. Now that's a leap. I don't have any justification for that. But let's go with it for now. Spottages. Apatages. A guest somehow oh, this is the worst. I'm so close. What goes in front of this P? The problem is I have no idea what the wordplay is doing. So I'm just like, well, there's 4 letters left. Let's just try thinking about them phonetically, which is not the way you want to be doing this. But what, like the wordplay, there's just nothing. There's no definition. I mean, it looks like, well, I was going to say it looks like the limelight steals the limelight is the definition. But I suppose the definition could be even less. It could be the limelight, or even limelight. Spot some things, right? The spotlight is typically the limelight. Oh, you know what? I mean, spotlights used to be made with actual lime. The mineral, I think, not the fruit. Although I'm not 100% sure. It must be the mineral. How would you make a light out of lime, right? The fruit. So it could be referring to that somehow? Like the old meaning of the spotlight? Or lime? Epitomes. If we were to remove grace. But I don't think we can. I think grace is right. I got it! I was thinking, how can we make public school fit somewhere? Well, the only way I see is if we use the P here or the S here, and a P here is horrible. So what if public school really were just PS, right? And then as soon as I put that S in, I saw upstages. I don't quite yet see how the wordplay works. Oh, fuck you! Oh! Oh, it's so rare that I get to the end of a cryptic and A, have completely filled it out. Usually I have some problems. But also B, that I have an answer wrong? It's so hard in a cryptic because they give it to you twice, right? But if you steal the limelight, you upstage someone. Going around public school, a guest. Well, utages doesn't really mean a guest as far as I'm aware. I think this is the one that's wrong still. I don't think anything else is wrong. Maybe pop art, I guess. But look at it, it's so beautiful. Yeah. Possess is a little questionable, but I think it's pretty good. So, but no, upstages is so good. How could upstages be wrong? Well, the problem is I can't prove it with the wordplay. Maybe there's some, like, not alternate spelling, but some very similar word that means a similar thing, but is spelled differently. Going round public school. So PS. A guest somehow. I see. Yes, so this is correct. Because if you take the letters U-T-A-G-E-S and spell them, rearrange them somehow, you get a guest. Okay, so this is right. So let's go looking for the wrong answer. Page, no, that's right. Bucket load, we love it. Pensacola, we love it. Unarm, a little questionable. But the U and the A and the M are good. And, I mean, I think it's pretty good. We like raring, we like aspirin, we like clam bake and table, and I guess I should stop to look, but I think this first pass I'm just going to check for typos and stuff. Pay up, fine. Earpiece, fine. Tabasco, fine. Crisis, grace. Exonerate. Step, sister. This is spelled correctly, even though I don't really understand how it works. What if you... Trips? Trips is in here. Trips. So I have left ESST. That's too few letters. I have two E's. SSEET. Don't know. Real. I mean, it definitely is spelled this way, not with an A here. So that's fine. Because is genuine we're told is the wordplay. We can't have is genuine we're told be the definition. It doesn't make sense. Money pooled. Yes, pop art. I love it. We eventually proved why it was right. Generally, great. Udon. Cool. Koala bears. Yes, that's spelled correctly. Trumpet. Well, we didn't ever figure out the wordplay for this one, did we? No, we did. That in the end is a T. Alcohol is rum. Leads to pet, which is stroke. Latecomers are people who have just arrived. And that uses the letters in some claret. Yes. Backspace. That's a key. Yeah. Up stages. Yes, we proved just a minute ago that's right. Possess? Kind of questionable. But Posse's S is still fine, I guess. Israel, yes, as well. We did the wordplay on that. That made sense. Blasé, is this a Z? No, because that would mess up the wordplay as well. Cope. Yeah. Oh! So there's no typos. It's just like, I don't understand stepsister, but I need these S's. Oh. I now understand the wordplay here. Awkwardly tries is ister, spelled tries awkwardly. And it follows, i.e. comes after, dance moves, which are steps. Okay, so now I'm on board with that. So what's even left that's questionable? Possess? But it's pretty good. I just like this letter. I don't understand what search means here. Because to have something is to possess it. Parties start to search. That would be Posse's S. That makes sense. I don't understand what this word is doing. I mean, all of these we proved two different ways. Okay, we didn't figure out crisis, I guess. Could it be crises? Apparently not. Because, like, in some sense, on more than one occasion, an emergency is like a crisis that happened multiple times, i.e. crises. But that wasn't what was wrong, apparently. We don't know Grace exactly. I guess. We convinced us ourselves. Everything is just so good. No demo is. Yeah, that works. This is all perfect. I'm gonna give up and ask for help. I'm not quite finishing this myself, apparently. Did I spell Tabasco wrong? I don't use Tabasco sauce regularly, and well, basically ever in my life. And I didn't notice that there aren't two O's. You can't take one away. What am I... You can't... Sorry, I can't use two O's here, right? With the letter we're taking away, I should have thought more carefully about what it was. It couldn't have been an O or whatever I thought. It has to be the D. And that would have helped me spell Tabasco, even though I don't know how to spell it, because I always forget. I spell it wrong every time. I think it should be Tobasco, but it's not. You know, what can I do? They need to rename... It's a state in Mexico, right? State of Tabasco? I think they call their like political divisions states the same way the U.S. does. Or, well, not states, but estados. And I believe Tabasco is a state in Mexico. Let's look that up. Tabasco, maybe in incognito mode, just in case it starts recommending Tabasco sauce. Mexico state? I spelled it wrong already, by the way. Yeah, Tabasco. Here, I can show you. Oh, I can't because I opened it incognito. Oh, well, whatever. Officially the free and sovereign state of Tabasco. Estado libre y soberano de Tabasco. Yeah. Estado libre y soberano de Tabasco. One of the 32 federal entities of Mexico. So, the free and sovereign. Oh, the B in soberano. Yeah, B's and V's. It's one of those changes that happens to languages over time. They kind of, a lot of Spanish words have B's where we have V's, or maybe the other way around. I forget. Probably both. What are some examples of that I can think of? I mean, I know their word for 20 is veinte, but that doesn't help because we don't use a B in English. Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, I think a great performance. I'm very happy with this. A little frustrated that I didn't proofread carefully enough to find the missing A that had been spelled as an O. But just thrilled that I got through most of the Cryptic. And just needed a little spelling fix in one word. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.